Welcome to the Grand Design series for Workers and Resources Soviet Republic, and we're picking up on the 4th of March 1985. And you can see here we're looking down on Pollution Central. It's slowly coming together, and what I would like to do, if possible, is populate this in this year, because we really do need to start sucking up some of our over 21s. You can see we've got nearly 3,600. Now, to that end, what I want to do is we're going to reduce the population birth rate again. So we're just going to decrease the birth rate again, because at the moment that growth rate is, well, inconvenient is probably the polite way of saying it. Now, the real focus of this part is going to be up at the top of the map here, because I've got to plan another new town. But first I want to show you a couple of mistakes I made. I got a little bit too enthusiastic bringing the supplies into here. And you can see what's actually happened is I've got food and electronics into here. So while these guys have got nothing else to do, you're going to pick up food, clothes, electronics and chemicals, and you are going to deliver them 100%. Food, clothes, electronics, chemicals. I think that's all I've got in here at the moment. Yeah, we've got chemicals. This is full. I suppose I could push that out a little bit, and hopefully these guys will do their thing. They might not. Is this the problem with this? Because otherwise what I'm going to have to do is just possibly clear these out. In fact, I might just do that actually. Will it let me? No, I can't delete them. Oh well, we're just gonna have to try and sort that out. I've got a train waiting too long somewhere. Where are you? Okay. Oh, this is a electric locomotive that I set to scrap. So obviously, why can't you get into there? Yeah, it's telling that these guys are there. You should. Oh, it might be down to the fact I've got the signals wrong. Yeah. I think if we do something like that. Yeah, you're gonna have to be something like that. I mean, to be honest, the amount of traffic that's going to come through here isn't going to be excessive. The reason I brought this train over, it's this little one that's not really being used, is I just wanted to test that that connection was good, and obviously it wasn't. And you can see here what we're going to get from this train is 17 tons of metallic scrap, 71 tons of steel. That's a lot. That's a lot more than I thought it would. But that's okay. We can limit the source, and we'll push that to 90 there. And then over here, again, we're going to limit the amounts. We're going to push that up to, I didn't realize how much you actually get from the actual, okay, well, we can push up that as high as possible. I don't think we're going to get anything else from here. We might eventually get some, I don't think we get electronics when it's scrapped. And of course, what we're going to have is mixed waste, which we're going to get 10 tons of mixed waste, which shouldn't be a problem. If we come down here, yeah, we've got a pile of mixed waste, and then we'll have 54 tons of metallic scrap, but the metallic scrap should flow out this way into here. Yeah. Okay, that's a little bit more than I thought there would be there. We will may not need to look at a way of moving. Got a feeling that, yeah, we got two dumpers. Where are you? Well, you're there, so actually you shouldn't be here. Why are you picking up from here? Oh yeah, you're picking up mechanic. I think we'll reduce you to say 30%, or maybe even lower, so we can keep that busy. Yeah, these dumpers are going to be open, so they should be okay. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. Now, the other mistake I made over here, not here, over here, is I thought I was being quite smart with respect to this office here. And I set this up even though it didn't have a power supply. Because in my slightly optimistic point of view, I thought, well, what I could do is use this to kind of provide some of the waste collection in this area. And all it did was it kind of filled this up with all the mixed waste in this area. And what I had to do was I had to build a distribution office over here, who's simply at the moment just emptying this transfer office. Now, I'm going to leave it that way because this office here, when it's actually operational properly, will start putting the waste into here. Because what I don't want is for a long transfer over in this direction. Now, the other thing I need to do while I'm thinking about it, again, this is going to be a little bit of, oh, okay, you've got no space. I need I think I've got one over here that's got some capacity left on it. No, you're full up. Okay, you've got a little bit of capacity left on it. I'm going to need to sort this out properly, but what I want to do is it won't deliver the fuel straight away, simply because there's no power here. But when the power comes in, this will. But what I want to do is get some, and there. As I say, I will fix this properly later on, but at the moment it's kind of just getting things patching here. I think I might need to increase the different time between autosaves, but at the same time, the autosave is becoming a little bit of a curse and a little bit of a blessing because we've got now pushing nearly 90,000 population. The lag is increasing. Now, another thing I've done here is I've actually set a pollution monitor up, and when the time comes to populate this area, we are going to need to strike a bit of a balance because we're going to be in a bit of a catch-22 situation, in the sense that let me just see, do we have coal over here? No, we don't. What I'm going to need to try and do is get coal into here for the heating. So if things get delayed too long, what will happen is that we won't have enough time to get this in. And another potential problem is going to be getting this industry working up with our heating, and getting the gondolas in for the what we call it, the cableway, could be a bit of a challenge. So what we might need to do is, I think I'm going to push this up to high priority, because we're going to need to bring in, I mean, I could bring them in up here, but without power I can't really tell. I could bring a few in. I'm not sure if this is going to work, because normally I wait for them to power up first. Where's we got this guy here. I've probably got another truck running around here as well, delivering gondolas, but passenger cabins, I think what we'll do is get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think we'll start with. Yeah, gonna go to here. Now this may not work. Whoops. I need the gondolas there so that when this area powers up, oops, going the wrong way again. This map's just getting so big and complicated. So I think if I can deliver, I'm not to say I'm not 100% sure this will actually work, but yep, it's going to go for it. And I mean, because the problem is he's got to travel all the way up across the map through here to here. And this is one of the problems that you will increase as your map gets bigger, is the fact that getting things out here to get things set up can become a bit of a challenge. Well, we finished the indoor pool. Anyway, we're going to leave those guys there doing their thing because, oh, the other thing I want to show you is that we now have this is a fully powered rail connection up through here. The one thing about this route is that while it is a connection, it is fairly close to useless at the moment for various reasons. The first one is we haven't really got a proper terminal up here. Yes, we've got this up here, but the problem is that to bring the food into here so that these can function properly is a big ask, because if you imagine that the food production is down here, that means the train's got to come all the way up through here to the top there, carrying crops, food, and possibly, well, clothes as well. Now, the problem with that is that if you've got this warehouse here that suddenly decides it needs food, a train's got to go from its distribution office, which would probably be down in the bottom corner, and travel all the way up to here to deliver the food. Now, as soon as the game decides that this requirement for food is being fulfilled, then the game will not bother sending out any other vehicles to replenish the warehouse. So doing a direct delivery to a warehouse like this is not particularly very good. What I need to do is a direct delivery. I know it's the same warehouse. The difference is that this warehouse can be completely, in fact, I'll specialize it now. So what we'll do is, we'll do it the quick way. Clear the settings. We'll go, I'll go 40, oops, no, I'll go 50, 25, oops, not 25, 25, and then we'll bring the alcohol up. Alcohol's a good one we can ship like that. And what you'll see here is what we'll get. We probably don't need that much alcohol, so we can reduce the alcohol a bit, probably reduce the clothes a smidge. And you can see here, we'll set the food requirement here to 225 tons. And then when we get a rail distribution office, we'll get this to replenish this, possibly when it gets down below, say, 60%. And what that will mean is that we will get a good, strong supply of, what we call it, we'll get a very good, strong supply of food in here, well, of course, once we've got the rail connection done. But we will still need to put an ancillary backup, say, coming from the border here. And you can see the problem we got at the border at the moment is this border is a little bit busy. Now, another possible option is to actually import the actual food into here using ships. Because then what we could do is put a ship here and say, wait until unloaded. And then we could have a big ship here sat with food in it. But then that is fairly inefficient as well. Anyway, that is something we're going to have to deal with later on. Now, the first thing I want to... So what we're going to do here is we're going to push the town out that way. Now, we've got this quite major kind of shopping mall here, which technically is in the wrong place. But we could start by putting in some apartment blocks here. Although, would I need them? And we've got this block here, which I don't think anyone lives here at the moment. I don't know, we could let some people in here. There's only 75. It might cause a little bit of unemployment, but now what I want to do is create a row of new buildings here. I'm not going to make the mistake I made with the other major town. We're not going to put in, we might put a few of these in, but what I want to do is kind of restrict myself to these type of blocks. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to put a road. I'm going to put a road between here because we're going to. So what we're going to have is a juxtaposition of the old town and the new town. I think, and what we're going to have is a cableway starting near the middle of the town to go up to our oil refinery here. So what we're going to do is, I think maybe we'll just leave this gap a little bit empty. We will put in some new apartment blocks here. As I say, I'm going to try and stick with the mediums. See, that guy's right on the extreme range of there. We've also got, looks like we've got heating problems, so we can't come back too far. Looks like we also got a sewage problem. Is that not good? Let's have a look. Let me just see. That one's on the extreme limit, so we're probably going to need to put some sanitation out here anyway, so which is going to be another problem. And so what we'll do is we'll put in kind of 4 blocks there. What I'm looking for is, if you think about it, an oil refinery is, how is it? Fossil fuels. It has a workforce of 500, so we need 1,500. So we got kind of 200 a time here. If you look at this, so for example, so we're putting in, say, 230. So that is 460. So that's about a kind of big chunk there. Now, if we come down here, again, I'm just going to stick with the, and we got space for there. And if we go, oh, great. Okay, we're gonna have to, got some there. Just go when it goes green. I don't really want, oops. So we're going to expand this way. We're going to have to put a shopping mall in, which is okay. That's, we may need to build a, let's go that way, get a bit of snapping going. I think we'll redo this one. Get this out here. Like that. I think a double row here would be quite nice. And you can come across like that. Actually, no, we'll go out one block bit further. Like that. We can use this as a service area. Or this is a service area. So that can go there. Yeah, I think if we put in another, okay, this is actually snapping, so okay, we get one more in there. We'll leave the gaps. I'll worry about the leveling later on. Yeah, if we can get, I think I can clutch in another one there. So you could say that these are roughly blocks of 1,000. So that's what we're looking for. We got the shopping mall there. I don't think we've got a bit of an issue here. So I think what we will do is we'll put another shopping mall over here. We could put this one in. Again, we can't level. Oh, great. I think I'm going to have to concede defeat here. Yeah, the terrain here is a little bit too kind of icky. Yes, it's here. About there. We get a shopping mall in there. Yeah, we can. It won't hold on that side, but it will hold on that side. Okay, we'll put the shopping mall here. And then work with that if we get this in here. And then what we will do is we're going to put in a small warehouse here, because we need to go. What I want to do, because we're going to need to have a very reliable supply here. So you can come there, and of course the other thing, that will come there. We got meat storage here. Now that could be possible. That's a thought. 75 tons of meat is. The trouble is, I don't really want to put this in. I just had a thought. I could get a meat supply out here using this thing here. The problem's going to be is how to deal with the construction trains that are coming in and out of here. I might be able to pull a fast one here. How much space have I got here? Oh, you're way too close. Okay, the other thing I've also done is put in citizens vaccination. I'm trying to think if I can pull a fast one here. Because if I could create a turning point, where could I put one? Actually, we could put one here. Yeah, if we put in a... Actually, if I built... No, that won't work. This won't be that busy. So if I put in a crossover there, like that. Right. We need these to be high priority. What I'm doing here is creating a way for the construction trains to turn round at this end, because what will happen is if they can get into here and go up into here, so say for example we can set all this track to the correct definition. So say for example the construction train wants to get to say this side of the track, instead of coming up on the wrong side and coming into there and coming back this way, they will come into here, turn around and go back. So as long as we keep all this area two-way, except for maybe this, that means that we can then run long-distance trains backwards and forwards. So what we're going to need to do is come all the way back over here. Yeah, I think that will be the better solution. But the trouble is we won't be able to use trains that are distribution offices. We will have to use trains which are kind of mono trains. Right, we're just going to come here. Right, these guys are down to 4 anyway. Where am I? Okay, right, you. Now these are going to take a little while to build, so because the train's going to have to do the 2-step process. Okay, so I think I've kind of got a bit scuppered here. I think the other thing I might do is we've got a construction office here. What's the coverage have you got? You've got 3,000. If I push you to 3,500, you are doing the maintenance. I've got a use for this little corner here. Do we have a bus platform in here? We can build a bus platform. I'm going to build a... I'm going to put a small... I'm going to put a bus stop about there. Maybe that might be a bit too small. What I'm thinking is I don't want a massive amount. Although technically we may, I think maybe we will put in a large bus platform. I'm going to put a bus platform there. You guys can work on that. Yeah, we're going to put a bus platform there, and then I'm going to put in a small construction office about here. Tiny construction office. It's this horse barn construction office. We're going to put you. Actually, we can put you over here. You don't need to be. You don't need to be on the services. Actually, we could probably put you over here. Actually. Oops, thank you, game. Actually, no, I am going to put you over here. You don't need a fancy road. And then we will allocate these to that. And put you, I think you are, put you on that as well. Oops. Oh, I want you to finish it, please. What would what the long-term job of this will be to act as a backup repair for this building, because in theory he should be in range, because of course it's the age-old dilemma, or the major dilemma that we can't see anyway. What he will do is repair this construction office should it needs repairing. Right, I think that's about all we can do in this area. I just want to keep a look, see what's going on. We've got quite a lot to do here, but I don't want to bring the swarm up yet with respect to the helicopters, because the helicopters need to focus on this area here. All related vehicles. Yeah. Where are you? See, this is what I was saying, is that this guy he's bringing up 2 at a time. He's just about to do his first delivery. So we're going to have to concentrate on the detailed work here. Now, one thing I am going to need to do is eventually start collecting up all the free offices for a project that I want to do. Anyway, we're just, I mean, if we can get in a reasonable number of gondolas so that we can get everything working here, that'd be brilliant. Just want to make sure. Yep, so he's now delivered that. So he's going to unload workers. So So we've got our first gondolas in. I don't know if these guys are right. I bought his up here, but we need to set this office up. What's the, how much meat can you hold in here? 5 tons, yeah. Right, you guys can pick up meat from here, deliver to there. No, not for the moment. You can wait, because he's got no power at the moment. With respect to power, what I've done is I've brought in another power line from here. Where have we got electricity problem? Well, yeah, this is just the good old pumping stations. Yeah, what I've done with respect to power now is, because we're going to do an onward transmission from the power station here. You can see the power station is slowly picking up now. What we got is we're going to bring a power line into here. Let's make sure this is all connected. And then this is going to go along to here. And then eventually this will then, you can see here, as I've already extended the power line to here, which is going to be where our town is. And then of course eventually the power line, as long as we may need to double the power line up here, because down here we'll have our vehicle construction. What I will do is I just want to check the, okay, it looks like the swarm of kind of taking a break here at the moment. Stilton, what's up with you? I need you doing some assistance. You get into there. How's the, oh, the other thing I've also done is I've put in a second heating pipe here as well. I think what I will do is a quick check of the heating. This has gone completely adrift. Okay, why are you not? I want power in here. What's going on? What have you got? Oh, haha. Okay. Missed that. High priority. You can put that there. How much work have you got? You're working on that. We don't need to bring all this infrastructure in. We need just one functioning coal mine. And we do need that built. You can work on that. Have you got power out here? Well, that looks like it's actually got power. Is that actually showing as it's having power? Yeah. So oddly, we've got power out here. Okay, we've now finished the research to reduce the birth rate. Yeah, we've got ambulances in. What we got here? Okay, we don't really need the secret police from the get-go. What I will do is put in a monument. I know we should have the coverage from Chairman Mao, but I think we will put in a little bit of, we could get you on this corner. Actually, if we put you there, put you there, just hook you into that. We'll put no construction officer. The trouble is the helicopters can't land here, but what we can do is come over here. These guys aren't exactly working that hard. What we can do is put you on and you can just get up here, out here in your own time. Can I get helicopters on these? 3. Get some helicopters on that, because we certainly need the kindergarten connected. If we don't have the kindergarten connected, we'll have a problem. Why have I got some kind of mud footpath through here? Some kind of creepy... don't understand that. How much range have you got? You've got plenty of range. Why is that? That's coming that way. Okay. We're good. Right, this is now finished. So what we're going to do is we are going to move all our waste vehicles to there. And what I'm going to do is copy all the settings to there as well. Okay, we're going to need to push this out. Oh no, don't push this to go 1500 meters, because I need to cover this coal mine up here. Right, we've got a tiny amount of bleed through into this area, but I think I can live with that. And then this one, we will cancel all the source buildings. Oops. Thank you, game, for another save. And then what we're going to do, actually, I think I've got some... it's going a really long way just to get things. Now these are snow plows that I've actually built, so, and they will start to accumulate some form of waste. Not what we're calling about wear and tear. Sorry, not the waste. So what we're going to do is use these, put them all in here, save a little bit of money. Not that we really need to save a bit of money. We're pushing towards about 3 billion, I think. So I think this will... I think we'll just leave... No, we're... Okay, that's now full. And what we will do is... I'll call you Snow... Oops. Snow Services. And what that... And keeping this road free of snow will be fairly advantageous. In fact, we'll push you... I think we'll push you to 2,500. Because I think we have got more snow plows here. Oh, no. Yeah. So we should have fairly strong overlapping coverage. In fact, I am going to... No, we'll put you back to 2,000, I think. Because the other thing I'm thinking is that we may need a road connection out of here. Who knows how we're going to do it, but because I think I've kind of closed off most of the bits and pieces here. Can I get a road under here? Yes, I can. I want a road here. Actually, I'm just gonna... I don't know why I'm thinking like that. We get you there. Now, the reason I want to build this road is I think it'd be useful to have some form of local link for the movement of vehicles. So we can make a connection there, and that will give us a link between this area and this area, because technically to deliver the steel here, it might be just as easier to do it with trucks rather than a train. So we can just kind of make the connection through here like that. So rather than using a train to go all the way round to do that, but I just feel that this would be a useful long-term connection into this area. Actually, I think while we're here, maybe if we're a bit stymied on our up at the top there, maybe we can start planning a little bit of this town, so we can get the road construction crews out here. I think, what's the grid orientation? Yeah, well, we can ignore that. Now, we are going to use trains, to a shuttle train to bring the workers down into here. So I think what maybe if we come off here, we create, do I really want to create a crossroad? Well, this is only a service crossroads, isn't it? So say for example I come in like that and push this road all the way through to there, remove that, and then let's just measure out a distance. Say we come in say 350 meters that way, and we got a road that way and road, actually if I now don't want the road to cut across the train station, so if I accept that there, let's think about where we would put a train station, because we'll probably put, if we make this into the town centre, we'll probably need multiple town centres. So if we put our main department store in here, that will be in range of there, and then we can put the rail pickup point here, and then the train, what's the terrain like here? Train's fairly smooth, but of course what we're going to need to do is exactly what I did over here, because I want the kind of the rail movement line completely separate from our goods lines like we've got here. Wow. What's the unemployment here like? Still got this problem with sport, but I don't think I'm ever going to fix that. I mean, things will improve a little bit more later on. I think we could probably increase the workforce here a little bit. How's the workforce here? Yeah, we're going to push you up to max, I think. I know that these can't work that efficiently, simply because the fact that we're not really consuming all the resources, and we've still got this massive problem with coal. But hopefully once we got this side operational, we can get more coal in. Let me just see how busy are these guys. Not these guys. You're wrong ones. Where are you? So we got lots of trains bringing in coal. Going out collecting coal. The problem is that the only source of coal we've got at the moment is over here. It's not like we got a shortage thing. The problem is that the office thinks that it's getting enough in here. Maybe if we try and push this. See, this is trying to get this at 17%, but it never quite gets there because this these two steel mills are kind of unsatisfiable. So here you can see we've got this here. I think this might be a potential continuous problem. I think what we got the two rail distribution offices up here. I'm kind of thinking we got a nice long run of track here. I'm going to add, how flat is this terrain? Horrible. Actually, building this road would be quite advantageous because we've got a fairly long run of track here, which we could use. I think I'm going to put another rail distribution office here. Because we're going to need them. I think if we put you maybe push you down that way a smidge. Get you in a bit close like that. How close are you? Yeah, I mean the line is not going to be that busy. Yeah, I think at the moment, is this line being built? Yeah. We're not going to connect this at the moment. What I will do is push you out and you can connect there. I could put another one on this side, but I think the ground here, oh, that might be a problem. It's not brilliant. See if we can make that a little bit better. Just, yeah, can't delete it. Do it that way. Okay, we'll have to bring you out like that. We're just going to have to live with that little bit of an abomination there. Just make sure we can bring the track out this end. Yeah, that's good. Could I put another rail distribution office here? That would give me 4. I suppose the advantage of putting 4 rail distribution offices here, that would give me, yeah, I think we're going to put another one here. Going a little bit crazy for rail distribution offices. Because it just suddenly occurred to me I could use one of those to move the goods up to the top of the map. And this could become the, because I am thinking about a logistics center. I just hadn't considered the distribution offices, but I think if we can fit them all in here, like this, I think that would be pretty useful. I think we'll move this one up a little bit this way. We got a little bit more track this way. So if I put you on this corner here as well, you can connect to there. I think the problem is if we put this here, we got this little, we need to do a little bit of smoothing. I'm going to do it properly this time. This one's good. Right, we'll just put this here like this. Put you there. And you can come, actually no, move you a little bit more that way with a little bit more of an angle. Like that. And then these guys can work into this area here like that. Okay, these are... Don't think we've really electrified much of this. Looks like we've got a potential collision here. Let's just have a look, see. No, I think he's going to be okay. Okay, he's going to... So that finishes off... Oh, it's going to finish off this area a little bit. Okay. That, I would guess that means that these guys are... Yeah, but you're one down on the workload now. We are breaking through here. I think we've got this connection here, this connection here. I think what we need to do is carry on working in this area. You've done that connection there. I think what we'll do is you're working on that, which is on that side. So if we tell one to work on that side, that would be good. So how are we doing here? Let's see what the power overlay now is. Why have we still got no power here? Potential capacity issue. Too many connections. Right, you've got power there, you've got power there. We just got a... I thought I put power into the center here. Okay, this one is still being built. High priority. It's a bit odd, the power distribution. Did I get this right? Let me just see. I put this one is in here, providing the coverage here. Needs firefighters. Of course, the next problem is going to be fuel. I'm kind of thinking. I'm wondering. We've got these guys here. I think what I'm going to do is we're going to put another distribution office here. Put you right alongside like that. And then what this distribution office will be, we'll use these guys to do the building, because you probably don't have a lot to do. Oh wow, what we got here? Okay, we're going to need to take a look at that. I can't afford trains to break down. I mean, it won't take much to build these distribution offices because it's just a little bit of concrete, gravel. And then I think what we'll do is we'll make you into... fuel distrib. Should have done this some time ago. Now, of course, in the long term, if I can find it, we will... Oops. Why do you open? In the long term, we will bring fuel into this area. In fact, okay, we're going to need to bring fuel into this area because this is going to be a big town, and then that can supply the fuel back to there. Bit of an omission here. So what we're going to do is, I think we'll put you there. And of course, once this track's been built, we'll lay the track connection in here. And again, I'm going to bring in 300 tons of fuel into here. And same rules as ever, were Yeah, I think we can do that. Just have a surface road connection. Right, we're going to need to make this footpath in here somewhere. Get rid of you. Push you out that way. Can I get rid of this? Yeah, we can bring a branch off of here. Come into connector there. We'll put the fuel connection in there. And what we will do is put in a flip you that way. And we'll just put you in nice and tight like that. And what that will do is bring the fuel into this area along with all the other supplies that we're going to need, and then that will fill in. And it looks like I'm running out of time on this video, so what I'm going to do is just do my usual checks for show wear and tear, show a tire map. Okay, we got a water filtration plant that's at 50%. I just want to okay, let me just see. You might not be in range of, okay, you, oops, no. It's 47 and 48, please. This is the reason why I do this. Okay. You should now, wow. You've got way too much stuff going there. We may have an issue here because I don't think you guys have got the range. No. Okay, we're going to need, this is just gone up the priority. And I think what we're going to do is bring in the mob crew to do that. I need a maintenance construction office out here. Yep. And so that is one thing. Right, we got vehicles here at 80%. And they're only, again, we've got the same problem. Okay. This guy, yep. Oh, this game, I just love it sometimes. Yeah, from there. Yeah, from the police station. Yeah, the police station is not in range of the repairs, is it? So if we come here. Oh, great. Yeah, you're not quite, and we're at maximum range, and you are over here. Right, we're going to need a repair station. I think we're just about to create, how big is this repair station? Okay. You've got no fuel supply as well. Right, what we're going to have to do is we're just going to have to make this into a service area. We're going to need a vehicle repair. We can use that to our advantage. If I put you there, it'd be nice if I could put this somewhere else. It'd be great if I could actually do that connection as well to the warehouse. I think if we can get you in as close as possible. Oh yeah, connected, great. That will deal with all the key elements. Now, a medium repair station has got storage for 40 tons of steel. So from a purely road vehicle repair perspective, that should be enough. So yeah, I think that's looking good because we can bring that stuff in. It can go into here and it can go straight into the repair station. Right. You guys can work on that. You source of boards is not assigned. It's an oversight. You can't build that anyway, so right, we're gonna need to repair that. The problem we've got is we've got no scrapyard up here. I'm gonna be a bit optimistic here. I think we've got right. Are these all damaged or? Yes, 65%. You're 80%. Okay. We're gonna buy another T163. Hopefully this will work because I don't really just want to sell them. I know I've got plenty of money, but it's more of a kind of principle than anything else. Right, you're 80%. You can go there. You're 66%. You're 65%. You're 65%. Okay, why are you 0? Okay, we got some here that are 0. Probably because they're not actually, because the town is so small. So if we get rid of the ones that are fairly high, like that. Okay, first stop not available. That means that there's too many vehicles coming out at the moment. Right, we've got 72 tons of steel in here, which I need to sort out. Oh, isn't this game fun? How much steel have we got here? We've got 245. We got here. Oh yeah, this is the distribution office. Right, we're gonna need capacity. Get a couple of open holes. It's gonna take a little while to get them out here. And we're also gonna need a couple of cupboard holes. Get 2 of those out there. And then what we'll do is we'll set this up to kind of distribute the steel. Now, I think probably the easiest way to do this would be to send everything to the central store here and then kind of redistribute it back out again. Anyway, I'm getting completely distracted again as usual, so this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Hope you found it interesting. And until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.